Well, in 2005, I bought the first 12-row planter. That's when things started getting crowded. I want at least a 50-foot door. I seen the PowerLift doors. I went to Elgin, the K building, built the doors. I was thinking about the wooden building, but once they put it all together, this is exactly what I wanted.
Well, welcome back. We're at the Rodeheffer farm here in Ohio, and it's my pleasure to be standing next to Barry Sr., Barry Jr., and Gretchen Rodeheffer on really honestly, which is one of the most pretty farms that I've ever been on. And Barry, it all started with you. When did you start farming?
Well, my father, he allowed me to rent my aunt and uncle's farm when I was 12 years old. And he made me buy the gas for the tractors, but I could use all his equipment. So that's what got me started.
And you started with how many acres to begin with?
41.
And what year was this when that all started?
That would have been 1966.
Really, if I understand it right, it's you two guys that are handling 99% of the farming responsibilities here. Is that correct?
That's absolutely right. In all honesty, we have a great group of local people in the community that help out. Probably 10 people that really help us out in busy times, including my daughter, my wife, my mom, everybody. It's a family thing and it's a community thing.
So Gretchen, so what typically is your responsibilities around the farm?
Really anything that they give me. I clean a lot of equipment, all like the little things, the little like knick-knacky things that no one else wants to do. That's what I get stuck with.
You know, it all adds to the whole thing. That's as important as anything. Are you in the field at all? Do you?
Yeah, I planted corn this year. I planted some beans last year, and I'm just wherever they need me to be.
You moved at this location then when, Barry?
We moved onto this property in 2003. We built the shop, the old shop, in 2003.
Now, did I hear that being the first building? Did you live in that for a while
Yes.
then also?
We lived in the back of it for a couple years while we built the home.
So we're now 23 years past that, and you've replaced that shop already.
It was just getting too small for the larger equipment. In 2005, I bought the first 12-row planter. That's when things started getting crowded.
The new shop was Dad's dream.
Okay.
That's what I always put it. It was Dad's dream. It's going to be built for the future. He said, I'll use it a little bit here, but you'll be happy I did this later on.
What is it about the farm that you're most proud of, Barry?
Probably my father. Kind of hard. He gave me the opportunity. And it come to this.
That clearly comes right from the heart too.
Yeah.
And he wasn't even a full-time farmer.
No, but he gave me the opportunity. He allowed me to grow and always supported me.
Barry, what are you most proud of when looking around?
Mine correlates a little bit. Actually, it is with that. So we've got a mission statement. It's for the farm. And the purpose that we exist is to provide the most value for our stakeholders, our community, and our world. If you give more, then you always get more in return, right? As we focus on giving and giving and giving more, we've been blessed.
Yeah.
Give back more than what you receive.
Gretchen, so let me ask you.
I think it's all about like friends and family. Like we've had a bunch of friends come here and they're just like, oh my gosh, your farm is amazing. And that makes me feel really good inside. We had everyone come take prom pictures last year here, and because it's a beautiful building, it is stunning. And like my family, like they give me this opportunity and I'm so blessed.
So Barry, we talked about already how that other shop, I mean, you were in it for 2 or 3 years before you realized that shop is just going to be too small. What were some of the important things that were must-haves on this new shop?
As I looked through Farm Journal and shops, I decided height. I wanted some height, and we needed a big door so we could get in and out without dropping the corn head off or the platform off. With the height of the barn, I didn't want a bifold door because I wanted it to go clear up. I had 16 feet. And then I wanted to put a pit in for under the semis so I didn't have to crawl under them anymore.
Well, and you bring up a good point because that bifold, you're going to lose 2 or 3 feet.
Yeah.
Because of the hinge on that door.
Right, and I didn't want that.
I don't think we've even shared the size of this new building is an 80-foot wide.
80 by 120.
And that sidewall height is?
16 foot on top of a 2-foot foundation,
There
so
you
it's
go.
18 feet high.
Barry, you mentioned a little while ago that when you were looking at this, you were pretty much set on having a stick frame building,
Yes.
but you were looking at hydraulic doors. What happened after that?
I looked on the internet, I seen the PowerLift doors, I went to Elgin to talk to him about the doors. While I was there, I found out the K building built the doors. So I thought, this is a beautiful marriage. You know, I want those doors. The barn will be built to hold those doors. And that's what really brought it together, because I was thinking about the wooden building. And, but once they put it all together, this is exactly what I wanted.
So just to kind of clue everybody in, PowerLift Great Lakes is a division of Elgin Service Center, and Elgin Service Center has been the manufacturer of the K building since the early 70s. And it was about 5 or 6 years ago, shoot, as time flies, it might even been longer than that, that we became a regional manufacturer of the PowerLift hydraulic door. And to plug the hydraulic door for PowerLift, they're the only manufacturer that I know of in the country that will literally send their salesmen out. They'll measure the opening, they'll manufacture the door, and then they'll bring the door to the site and install it. I don't know of another hydraulic door manufacturer in the country that has that kind of business model and not make that builder become a hydraulic door installation expert. But for you, that made all the difference. When you connected the hydraulic door with the K building,
that was the way to go.
so at that point then, your decision was completely changed.
Yeah. At that time, price of wood was extremely high, and of course steel was up too, but they were pennies apart. There wasn't any difference, so it was really made it easier to decide. And then when I done it, I went with 2x8s in the roof rather than 2x6s. I wanted a heavier snow load, and I wanted to put more insulation up there to help, because I was going to heat the building.
You know, our 2x6 roof purlin will give you a 20-pound snow load. That 2x8 roof purlin, just that change alone will make it a 30-pound snow load, while still maintaining a 15-foot base spacing on our main frames.
Yeah,
so you're not giving up anything else to get that. And the cost difference there, again, was,
I think maybe $2,000 for the entire building.
On an 80 by 120-foot building.
It wasn't much.
You've got an 80-foot shop, you got an 18-foot sidewall. You're wide open to do a lot of things. What went into the decision-making process of where things went?
That's one of the priorities, was to have the wide open space, plenty of room to work where we can move things around and so on. The shop is actually, location of a lot of things is mirrored off of our old shop. Dad and I were talking about earlier, it's good to keep the fuel away from the welding supplies. So we made sure back one side has got is more for steel work and so on in an area. The other side's got the workbenches on it, sink, so on to clean up, and then different parts bins and so on the back.
Barry, we were talking a little while ago, you know, you were talking about the height of the building. With this 312 pitch, I haven't done the math, but I bet you that's got to be 25 feet to the bottom of that keystone up there. When you got heaters up there in the rafters and you've got a combine pulled in here underneath those heaters, it's nice having that little extra distance in there.
Yeah, you don't want everything so hot. The cabs, the top of the cabs, the tractors, the combines, you don't want them to get hot or melt. So I think they say a minimum of 6 feet. Well, we have no problem with that. We're way above that.
Yeah, imagine if you had, you know, an 18-foot sidewall on a stick frame building, you're going to have an 18-foot ceiling.
Right. Yeah, and then your heaters hang down a foot or two from that. So all of a sudden you're down at 16 feet.
Which is that magic height for combines if you have hopper doors open.
Yeah, so you're right up against it. So that really made a difference in here, having the extra height.
So that brings us here next to your tractor here and the service pit. This has got to be a favorite item in the building, I would think. Barry, tell us about it.
It's one of the main things I wanted. This, I put track in so you can roll it. So that's easy to go.
Just collecting the oil when you're doing
and the oil's in here, and then I've got this hose that hooks up here, and you can turn a pump on, and that will suck the oil out of this pan, and it puts it into a tote outside, so we don't have to carry any oil out of the shop. If I would have done this over, I would have put a good slope on this floor, so you could work on the cars on this end and stood up, And that end you needed higher for me to be able to reach up into the semi.
Down this whole length of the building, I mean, it's not quite 120 feet long, but I bet you it's got to be 90 feet anyhow. Workbench you've got sitting here. How was that to build that into the K building? You know, you got that wood secondary of the K building. You don't have steel components back there at weird spacings or whatever. How convenient was that to be able to lag and screw right to that wood secondary?
Every 2 foot there's a 2-bait. So all you got to do is screw onto it. I mean, it was simple to add that. I just set it on top of the concrete, 4-bait sheet, put it up and screwed it tight. So that made it very handy to do. And that way too, we can hang stuff on the wall without damaging, or you put a hole in the metal and you're going to have a hole in the metal. You put a screw in this and take it out, you don't notice it.
So Barry, we're sitting here in front of your PowerLift door. It's 50 foot wide and it's 16 foot tall. Why a hydraulic door instead of an overhead door?
To get the extra width. I mean, the widest overhead door I could find that they would quote me was 34 feet. And I wanted 50 foot so that we could get in with a 45-foot platform. I wanted that width and not have to worry about hitting the edges, trying to twist around the corner to get in. Now we don't have to, you can just drive in.
Gretchen, what is your favorite thing about the PowerLift hydraulic door?
I love the width and the height. I do not hit things as easily because there has been a few things on the farm that I have hit. It's very easy to work with. There's really nothing I could ever say bad about it.
That idea of having lights on a hydraulic door is one that a lot of hydraulic door people do, but you made a comment before about even with the doors closed and those lights on, what's the benefit? I'll let either one of you answer that.
Just like here, the combine, we're working on the head, on them snapping rolls. If you pull up closer to the door and turn them lights on, that really brightens the whole head up so you can work
right
on
into the head, not necessarily just from above.
You got it coming right in the front of it.
So you're a solid 2 years into this building now.
Right.
Yeah.
Barry, is there anything you change?
I'd make the pit deeper on one end.
Well, that
but
is
as
one
far
thing.
as the building, no.
Barry, how about you?
There's really nothing, honestly, that I would change.
So Barry, if another farmer was standing here right now talking to you and he's thinking about building a farm shop, what advice would you give him?
Definitely look into these buildings. I love the doors.
Yeah.
They're wide, they're solid. So with the remote, you can do it from out here.
So Gretchen, when people come to you, do they ever come over and say, hey, can we borrow the shop?
Yeah, they usually ask to like clean trucks, change their oil, take pictures in it because they think it's really cool.
And I think both you guys have found an increased efficiency. I think you guys have found just getting the equipment in and around the shop easier without having to pull something out first. We've talked about the service pit and the ability to separate your welding from your workbench and just the space that the old shop just didn't give you anymore.
Yeah, it's handy. It's a good place to work on equipment.
Well, I can't thank you guys enough. I mean, it's an absolutely beautiful building, and it's my joy to come out here to see a well thought through building. You guys have a Facebook page?
Yes, we have a Facebook page, Rodeheffer Farms, Instagram, Rodeheffer Farms. We're on social media.
Do you have a website at all?
In process, so that'll be coming shortly.
Perfect. Please visit these guys and take a look at that. You guys are putting content on, and it's something that's well worth taking a look at. And for you guys, thank you all for being with us also. We really appreciate you being here and spending time with us, and we love your comments down below and your questions that you send in about K buildings. We thank you for being here with us today, and we will catch you on the next one.